Alright, I'm on the 1983 KZ1000R Superbike Replica, one of 1,200 or so made. I'm on the Palmer, Massachusetts Motorsports Park racetrack with a riding in the Zone Non-Sportbike Track Day. Look at that view. They got some pretty nice tires on this vintage bike. They're actually a radials, Conti Classic Attack. So they're pretty good and sticky. I'm still taking it real easy. The last thing I want to do is drop this bike. Bike feels great. I mean, you know, it's all stock, including the shocks and the forks, the brakes, which are quite wooden. Just keeping it in mind, just all the limitations of the bike. But it actually handles okay. You know, it's not sophisticated in any way. You wouldn't expect it. Turns pretty good, especially for a 500 and whatever, 60-pound motorcycle. It's got some nice power. That little bit of a wallow at speed. It could be just tires. You know, these are radials, which, you know, the bike was never designed to have radials. I got a 120 rear, which is pretty narrow. It's what the bike came with, though, stock. I wanted to keep it stock. I've yet to touch the foot pegs, which is rather surprising. It seemed like they would be pretty low. Of course, I'm not really leaning the thing too much. I'm using all the tire, like the rear tire, and not the front. The front's really, the profile doesn't really allow me to go all the way to the very edge. The rear tire, I'm going to the edge, but I'm still not touching the foot pegs. I'm also not wanting to rev it up too high, just old parts. Bike has not been rebuilt. This was a bike that a friend of mine had. Oh, actually it was a friend of a friend. And it was just sitting in his garage for 25 years. And I'm the lucky new owner. Bike is supposed to make something like 100 horsepower, but I suspect that's at the crank. Bikes this age, 1983, they didn't, even superbikes really didn't make much more than like 70, 80 at the rear wheel. Only got 5 speeds. I always look for 6. It's geared pretty tall for, you know, because it only has those five gears, but it was doing 115 on the straightaway. You know, in 5th gear, you know, only in like 7,000 RPM. Goes Kester on his VFR. He's going pretty fast on that thing. Good job. Have to work on his lines a little bit, maybe, at some point. His body position. He's leaning that thing like crazy. Got to get his body to the inside. Anyhow, back to the old KZ1000. The throttling is great. I have it really tuned quite well. Carburation, which is says a lot, you know. These bikes, carbureted bikes, 4 cylinders, sometimes really difficult to get them to really run well. But this is working out pretty good. There she is right there. 1983. These are those tires, the Conti Classic Attack. Got a 190/19 front. As you can see, they got a lot of gumminess there to them. They're pretty darn sticky. They feel good. Good times. Thank you, Kawasaki.